Yo, what's up everybody? So if you saw the last video I posted, you'll see that I've been playing Dragon's Dogma online. Really enjoying this game, and I think you guys might too. So for anyone who's gonna try the game, there's quite a few things to learn and get down. It's not quite like other Dragon's Dogma games, in my opinion. So I'm gonna kind of go over a few things here, and hopefully cover everything I need to. I'm gonna be skipping cutscenes and story stuff and dialogues. I'm just gonna talk about what we should be doing and when and all that. So, hope this helps anyone. If it does, please subscribe. That would really help the channel a lot. And like the video to boost it in the algorithm. Alright, let's get started. So first, gonna hop in. When you come in here, you just double click to create. I'm just gonna go with the baseline character. I don't really care how he looks, but there's a lot of depth here. You can make your character pretty much how you want him to look. I'm just gonna name him after the YouTube channel so I know. So you're gonna have a choice between these 4 classes at the start, but there's quite a few more. I forget the exact number. I'm just gonna go with the class I want to start with. We're gonna play as the Ranger. So I highly recommend you just look through these tutorials. It'll help a lot. But when you start out, you're gonna just drop in here and you're gonna have to go up to the fort. So we're just gonna quick run this. I don't think enemies are gonna drop anything while we're here at the intro, so you can just kind of run through. Okay, so we're gonna head inside, get to this cutscene. I'm just gonna skip. Alright, so now that you're done with that tutorial part, we're gonna head over to this icon that pops up on the screen. This is your main story quest. It'll be in red always. Then when you get here, you're gonna come talk to Leo. It's gonna start a cutscene. Then you go talk to him again. Then you talk to the white dragon. After we're done speaking to him, you're gonna get this green quest, and you're gonna want to follow most of these because these green quests will unlock features in the game. So I highly recommend you do all of them when you can, as soon as you can. Now we're gonna talk to Archibald. This is the skill trainer, where you can pick up other vocations, skills, as well as passives for your class. So if you don't like the starter 4, there's 5 other classes here to choose from. And I think I want to just play a seeker again, but from the start. So now we're a seeker. We're gonna have to level up again, but that's alright. And you're gonna want to come over to the skills and equip your skill. Just take a look at these other things if you want to. And then you speak to him again. And now we'll go talk to Fabio. And this guy introduces you to the quest board. These are going to be green quests as well. They don't unlock any features for you, however. This is more for leveling up quickly and gaining reputation for the area that you're in, where the quest board is at. There's multiple quest boards. There's one in each major city, I believe, or village. You'll go to every new village, look for the area master, talk to them first, and then you're gonna come back to these quest boards and you're gonna look for certain deliveries that you can pick up and complete right away. And you gather these items by killing monsters in the world and gathering stuff. So just gather any gatherable. Those will show up as little black X's on your mini-map. So this wants us to pick up a quest, so we're just going to pick up the first one. And I personally like the hunting quests because you can get these done pretty quick. We're going to pick up the first few since I can go do them really fast. And now to complete the quest at the quest board, you just go out and find the stuff, kill the monsters, get the items, come back. You would deliver the items in the delivery box that's next to the board. You can also do these quests just to gain extra gold if you really are short on gold, but there's also a player marketplace called the Bazaar, which you can use to sell items like these materials and such. Get a good bit of items. I recommend just to pick up everything from every kill, and any small black X's that you see on the mini-map as you travel. So you can double tap your movement button to sprint. I'll meet you guys back at Fabio. Okay, so now we're back. We're gonna talk to Fabio. So one thing I like to do with this box is when you're here, always make sure to deposit your materials. And an easy way to do that is to just shift 1 and hit space to click all, like that. And then just send a left. This can be pulled anywhere, so if you're crafting, you can pull the materials from here. If you're enhancing your weapons, you pull the materials from here. If you're turning in quests, you pull the materials from here. I'm pretty sure you can even put on and wear stuff from your chest, so you can really just fill this up with anything. You have quite a lot of stash space. I recommend just using it for materials and maybe consumables. Also, when you're at the storage box, you're gonna wanna be checking your rewards received when you do quests, because you get the rewards here. You don't get it after the quest. It's a little strange. After you do the rewards received, you go to withdraw those items that you received, because it always sends it to the stash, and then you can go ahead and put those items on. Every little bit counts. It gives you a little bit of defense as well as stats like stamina, endurance, sometimes damage, many different stats. Alright, and then we're gonna talk to Renton, pick up his quest. This just unlocks an extra class. This was apparently an expansion class that was released later in the game. They're just giving it to you pretty early, and you can get a good bit of XP and gold from doing this. Alright, next we're gonna head over to the workshop, and this is where you'll craft items and upgrade them as well. Item crafting will be done by your pawns over here at Sonia. The game will kind of direct you to it as you do these quests. Okay, and after you're done talking to Craig, you should have 2 quests. The High Scepter's Heir and Custom Made Workshop 1. We're gonna save the High Scepter's Heir for later because you need to be a somewhat higher level, and we're gonna head back over to the audience chamber. Once you're back here, we're gonna talk to Joseph and then Leo, and then you want to talk to Joseph again. Alright, and then we go back to the crafting room. Once back here, we're gonna go talk to Craig and do the Custom Made Workshop quest, and then you talk to him again, and then talk to him again, and then you want to do it one more time. There we go. That'll boost you up to level 8 really fast. We're gonna take our rewards, and if you're not the right class, just hang on to that weapon for now. You're gonna need it for later. And then we're gonna head over to the village of Tell next, and I'll walk you guys through how to get there. So just head out, and then once we're out, we're gonna head over to that red icon. That's all there is to it. One thing I do recommend is that if you see monsters on your route there, just be sure to kill them and take all the loot so that you can deposit it in the stashes and have stuff for quests later, leveling up characters, what have you. It's really helpful to do. I find it's also very helpful to do for reputation boosting when you first get to a new town. Alright, I'm just gonna fast travel there in the video. Alright, so once we arrive here, you're gonna see this little quest marker thing. Just run right past them for now and grab this waypoint. This will let us teleport between the cities, and then we're gonna go back and talk to them. And when you get to a new city, you're gonna want to look for the inn. It has this icon usually. Once inside, you'll see someone called an area master. It might not be directly obvious when you first walk in. You might have to look around, but they're usually around the inn somewhere, and you always want to go to them. Alright, we'll just keep completing our red quest. This should unlock the area master stuff, which I'll show you after we're done here. I'll just get this completed and we'll skip ahead back to completing the quest. Alright, so once you're finished with killing all the monsters in that first layer of the cellar, you can teleport back to town by going up here to this little icon and click Rift Teleport. It's right there. Don't worry about these R points. You get tons of these rift points. Pretty much every time you do quests, you get a bunch, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. You can use these like crazy. I haven't come close to running out once. Okay, so now we're talking to the area master again, and this should open up area masters. And then once you're done talking to that area master, we come back outside, go back here, and then we're gonna warp back to the temple after that cutscene. And then we're gonna head over to the audience chamber, talk to Leo. That will open up the adventure guide, and this shows you all available quests that you might want to be doing. So to find these, you're gonna see what main quests or whatever you have to do right up here, and then you're gonna see who you have to talk to down here in the scroll. So we're just gonna do all the quests we can. Talking to Iris here afterwards opens up a quest, and you're gonna want to probably do that right away. So we're gonna teleport to Tell, head in, talk to the area master at the end. So now we've unlocked area information. You want to go to every new area in the game, find the inn, and talk to the area master to rank up your area. This is important because it makes support goods, which are I think daily or weekly rewards, better. It also unlocks a bunch of stuff, as well as being able to unlock your main story quest further. This is just, you very much so need this. Also, quick note, you're gonna want to check out the spot info. Whenever you get to a new place, you can see all the different items that are available in that area. There's more than this, but this is just a rough idea. This is majority of what you'll find, but some of the monsters drop more than just this. This is a good way to see kind of where to farm stuff if you need any certain items for quest or whatever. Just a good thing to go through, get an idea for. You can see the level that's recommended on the side. Now that you've leveled up a lot, I also recommend to check out the arts support at the end, and this lets you put more skills on your hotbar, as well as leveling up skills. This is a new day for me, just recording more for the guide. But when you log back in, you're gonna start back here in the main town. And every day you wanna go talk to Ophelia, get your login stamp reward. We're gonna head over to the secret passage to reach the pawn cathedral. This should unlock your pawn, your first pawn. You get a second one later, and then you can hire a third. At least so far in my personal playthrough, that's how it's been. I only have 3 pawns and then myself as a party. And I think we're gonna teleport to Tell. We're gonna head over to this red icon on the map. Alright, I'm gonna meet you guys at the other side, at the next area that we need to go to. Just follow the cave to the end, pick everything up, kill everything, loot. Be pretty thorough just so you get everything. If I see anything important on the way through here, I'll be sure to stop and let you know, but yeah, I'll see you in a second. These little boxes that glow, there will be like a glow that goes off and on. You can loot these. You can also mine ores and stuff from these deposits. I highly recommend doing it if you have the equipment to do so. You see the glow on that chest? That's how you know it's a lootable. To equip items to your hotbar, you just open your inventory with the I key, and then go ahead and highlight what you want to put down there, and click the number button that you want it to be. One thing to keep in mind is when you loot these ores and deposits or caves or wherever you go, if you go back to town or an inn and then come back out to the area, you can refarm the area completely. Everything respawns. Once you've made it past all the wolves and stuff, I recommend killing them and looting them. We reach the Pawn Cathedral. Once inside, you're going to want to quickly click the port crystal and then head over to Thomason and then go talk to Alvar. Talk to Alvar again, accept the new mission. Now the game wants you to go down to an area called the Rift, so it'll be down here, just below Alvar. Once in here, I highly recommend just sprinting straight through. This will be the only time you ever do this. Go straight to the item you're looking for. It's a big area, there's a lot of hard mobs, and you might die. You can try to kill and loot them all, but I recommend just getting your pawn. You don't want to waste your resources early on like that. There is quite a lot to explore and loot here though, if you feel inclined to do so. This is about the part where it gets tough, so that's why I would recommend fighting anything. I'm just gonna skip ahead to when I'm there. So once you get the riftstone you needed, it'll be on the ground in the middle of a group of 3 rogues, not class, just what they're called. Go ahead and kill them, or if you have a trouble with that, go ahead and just run by and grab it. Head back up to Alvar, and then we go to the audience chamber. Once back inside, we talk to Miziel, and congratulations, you now have your first pawn. Alright, I'm just gonna let mine be the base design. I don't really care about this account. I want a shield sage. I really like them as my first pawns class. Once you get through the cutscene, you'll be back in the audience chamber, and from here you can look at your pawn's stats by going up here to this icon, going to pawns. You can check equipment here. You can also remove them from the party here. So from here you're going to want to check your adventure guide, because as you can see, your main story quest requires you to be level 10, and you have to clear a personal quest called Crafted Token of the Heart. And we can't do that quest until we complete Reliable Source of Information, so we're going to go do that. To do that, you're going to want to talk to Seneca. That character's right here, right outside the chamber. Lestania News shows you all blue quests in the game. It breaks it down by locations. Blue quests usually have item rewards, and they're repeatable. Every single one of them's repeatable. The ones with question marks you have to kind of find yourself. It's uncertain where it's at. But these ones you can just find by going to your map and looking for the exact one. So if I had any nearby, they would be like popping up like this. Grab this other quest. Unimportant quest dialogue is still untranslated, by the way. So now the game wants us to go to Tell. And be sure when you're leveling up to be checking either at the inn or the arts master. The reason being, you can get new skills or level up your current skills. You're going to want to get all your core skills when you can, and upgrade your passive augments when you can. We got to talk to the area master now for reliable source of information. Next, you're going to go talk to Alfred again and click Area Information and click World Quest Info. Then go back and talk to him again, Quest Information. Now we report back to him because we've already done a world quest. Now we report back to Seneca. Once you're done talking to her, you'll go back to Iris. Just entering the audience chamber should finish that, and then you go talk to her, accept her quest. Remember, you always want to be accepting the green quests. These blue quests give you item rewards. Some you might not need, some you might need later. Just good to keep that in mind. Another thing to remember on your journeys is to check your storage box rewards constantly, because you may have a bunch in here. And then withdraw those items that you wanted. Alright, and then we're gonna go to the workshop. Go over here and talk to Sonia. This is where you learn to craft. Crafting will require a pawn, 2 if you want better results. And the game wants us to craft a specific ring. To get a bronze ore and baby herb, come over here and talk to these two. They should have quests to finish. And you can buy one of each item right here. This won't be the case for every crafting item, only this beginner one. Go ahead and craft your ring by going over to armor, then jewelry. Make sure it's the Zephyr ring. Just create it as normal. Golden gemstones aren't in the game. Once you've crafted an item, they complete immediately, so you can just go grab it. Click take. Now keep in mind, when you craft an item, your pawn that you used leaves your party, so you'll probably want to get them back in the party afterwards, just like that. Finish talking to her to complete the quest. Now we gotta go to Mayleaf. Quick tip, if you find yourself dying a lot and needing to use your revives, you can come here to recover your revivals. I didn't need it, but that's where you would do that. It's free. You can just do it every time you run out. So once we head over to the shopping district, we're going to go to talk to Mayleaf. She's going to let you keep the ring, and you just go back to Iris and talk to her. If you've collected enough gold over your adventures, you can check out these weapon and armor shops for upgrades. These are going to be low level upgrades in the first town, but they get higher level in the different towns that you go to. Pick up this quest from Freddy real quick. Make sure to just do that on your travels, but we're going to continue on with this one quest we're doing. I'm not going to walk everyone here through every single quest, just these first few to get you going, and to make a point of what all you should be keeping in mind or knowing going further. Alright, we finished talking to Iris. Next we'll talk to Leo. Pick up that quest. As you can see, it's pretty straightforward. Just continue doing these quests. You'll see things unlock. Read the tutorial tips that pop up. Those are essential to learning the game, I promise you, and it's not much reading, honestly. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments. If I come up with any more content to make for this game, I'll gladly do so. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like. It would help out with the algorithm, and maybe subscribe so that you can push the channel further. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.